Hello everyone and welcome back to another vlog. It's the middle of February now and I do apologise for not doing one sooner. I'm just realising that I left you all in a little bit of suspense. But I still haven't figured myself out. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm still feeling a little bit lost. But it is a work in progress. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for commenting and for leaving such really, really lovely messages. I will reply to them. I'm really bad at replying to people, but I do want to get better at it, so I will reply to you. It's been quite good actually, because my parents have been away on holiday. They're back on Thursday, so they've been away for 10 days. But me and my dad, we had a little bit of a deal, and we said if I work in the morning, so if I reply to emails, wrap orders, send them out, then I could have the rest of the day to do whatever I wanted to do. So I've been coming up with the allotment. I've been cracking on with filming some videos. This is the 4th video that I filmed over the weekend, so I'm really getting on with it, and I feel like I'm actually doing the stuff which I want to do like full time all the time. Yeah, I've just been having such a good time. It's been nice coming up the allotment, filming a video, taking pictures, writing a blog, just, you know, ticking jobs off the list. It's just been great. Of course I've missed my parents. But yeah, this is just, it's nice. This is what I would like my life to be like. You know, I'd like to make a little bit of a living from the allotment and from doing videos and things like that, because obviously we all need to make a living, but right now being self-employed and trying to run your own business with your dad it's quite hard work. It does need a lot of attention, and I'm trying to tell myself you can't do everything even though you want to do everything. But yeah, it's just been nice to have this past week to myself and doing what I want to do. It's been really nice. But yeah, parents are back on Thursday, so it all goes back to normal. But sorry, I shouldn't sound so sad about that. I'm really aware of my parents. But I'm off to Wales on Sunday, which is Sunday the 24th. I don't know why I'm going to put this video out. So if I say Sunday, or is this coming Sunday, I'm going to Wales anyway, because there's a very important time on the farming calendar, which is lambing. And I've been helping Charles out with lambing now for the past 3 years. Obviously I'm not an expert at all, but this is the first year that I have my own sheep, which are expecting lambs. So my how many have I got now? I've got 12 Herdwick ewes, and then 1 Herdwick ram. I don't think all of them are pregnant. Some of them, when I went 2 weeks ago, some of them didn't look very rotund. And Charles could easily say that one's not pregnant, that one's pregnant. So I think there might be about 5 of them which are definitely pregnant. I'm so excited. I feel like an expecting mother. Seriously, I'm that obsessed with my sheep and lambing. So yeah, I'm really excited about going there and witnessing that. I worked it out on the calendar, and when we put Idwal in, we put him in end of September, beginning of October, with Bloodin and Beatrix, and then I got the other 10 girls a week later. Then I got Idwal. But anyway, worked it out. And 23rd of February was the expectant date. So yeah, when am I going? 24th. Charles keeps saying to me, they're gonna give birth before you get here. Every time he rings up now, I think they've given birth. Oh my gosh, he's ringing me up to tell me. Because his sheep, his hardy speckled face and Texel cross sheep, have been lambing already. I think he's got 12 lambs, but obviously his rams stay in with his ewes, so they were bound to be a bit earlier than my Herdwicks. But yeah, I'm so excited. I will definitely be filming a farming vlog this time around, because I'm hoping to be there for a couple of weeks, possibly 3 weeks if I'm allowed to be. So yeah, I'm going to try and do a farming vlog, and also I'm bound to take loads of pictures because that's what I do. So you can follow Lambs and Lavender, which is one word, on Instagram. That's where I put all my sort of farming pictures. So if you want to see pictures of baby sheep and just a lot of sheep, then yeah, go and follow that page. But no doubt I'll put pictures on Twitter and Facebook and everything as well. Also, I'd just quickly like to mention, there might be a possibility that they don't come out pure Herdwick. If Idwal didn't do his job, one of Charles's rams would have. We left Idwal in with my Herdwicks. Sorry, Idwal was my Herdwick ram. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, we left Idwal in with my Herdwick ewes for a whole month before we put all the sheep together. So if Idwal didn't do his job, then one of Charles's rams did. So the sheep, the lambs, sorry, the sun's really bright now. The lambs are either going to come out black, which means they're pure Herdwick, or they're going to come out white or some sort of grey colour, which means that one of Charles's rams is the father. So that's going to be exciting in its own right. I really hope they're pure Herdwick. Because yeah, when Herdwicks are born, they're black, and then it's really interesting actually. They get lighter when they get older, so that's why you see different shades of Herdwicks. It's like 50 shades of Herdwicks. Because when I first got my 2 Herdwicks, sorry, I'm talking too much about sheep now, I'll just say this quickly though. When I first got given my Herdwicks for my birthday, they were a year old. And their wool was brown, and then they got shorn that summer. Now they're grey, and Beatrix is dark grey, Blodden is very light grey. I find it so fascinating. It's like colour changing sheep who have the cutest faces ever. But that's enough about sheep. Let's crack on with talking about other things. Sorry, I've talked for 8 minutes already about sheep. So another thing which I have been doing over the past couple of months now, I started on New Year's Day, was knitting, and a couple of you have asked how my Snood was looking, and I shall show you. Ta-da! Here it is. My Snood. I don't know if I'd be able to put it on because I've got my microphone on. It's basically just like an infinity scarf, and then you put it on, you know, and it's just a scarf. I just find it, I don't know if it's because I'm not used to having a big chunk of wool around my neck. I just feel like I'm wearing a neck brace. But it's so warm, and it's pure wool, and I love the colour. So this is my go-to scarf when it's really cold, and I'm just so proud of it. But I've made a few scarves in the past. I've delved into knitting by just knitting scarves, bog standard, knit, stitch in a straight line. What I wanted to do was try doing more adventurous things, and I brought my knitting bag with me. I think I get such weird looks when I walk into the allotment with like knitting bags and boxes of houseplants and things, but anyway. I bought this in the John Lewis sale, it was £9. I think they called it a craft bag. Now I was going to buy the knitting bag, but this one was a bit bigger, and I thought when I go to Wales I can put all my crafty projects in there and take it with me. It's really good. It's got pockets around all the outsides, so it's really good. Got quite a few projects in. I'm doing this mistake now where I cast on a few things. But anyway, after I did my Snood, I started to make a jumper. Now, some crazy voice inside me said, I know what, to start you off, knit a jumper. And part of me now thinks I should have done something a bit simpler, or maybe just done like a baby's jumper, because I'm not a very patient person and this is taking ages. Anyway, there's a really lovely little wool shop in Charles's village called Jane's, and it's really, really lovely, and they helped me pick out this pattern for a beginner. I was actually torn between two, and they said this one would be easier if I did it in a plain. I really like this, really, really like the colours, but I thought I'll do it in plain first, and then if I really, really like it, I can always do that colourway in the future. But I really wanted a neckline like that. I don't know what they call it. I call it like a fisherman's neckline because it looks like a fisherman's jumper. But I just like the sort of rusticy, old-fashioned look. So anyway, I went for plain navy because I bought a navy jumper that looked like that a while back, and it was pure wool and it was lovely, but the arms weren't long enough, and I've got really long arms and I'm really fussy about it. So I thought I'd try and make my own. So yeah, I started this after I finished my Snood. So I think I started this middle of January. So this is the back. And it's even got like a rib. I did a rib stitch. First time ever. And then it's just knit one row, purl one row, all the way up, and I've got as far as the next part, which I'm dreading. How do you say it? Raglan sleeves. Oh my gosh, I'm dreading it so much, which probably explains why I'm starting other projects instead. So I started, I don't think I've got things in here. I made Charles a scarf and a hat for Valentine's Day. It was my first hat which I ever made. I was so proud. I literally wore it round that whole night. Just like, I made a hat. I actually made a hat. I was so proud of it. So I started to make myself one. I don't have it here because Charles obviously has it, but I might try and put a picture up somewhere. So I started my own one, so I cast on, and it's just a rib stitch, knit one, purl one, in this really nice speckledy red colour. The pattern was, I don't know if I have it here, the pattern was just one from Love Knitting. I'm obsessed with that website now, which is this one here, and it's so simple. Like, it's not that simple for me, but you know, all you professional knitters out there probably think, oh, that's so easy. But yeah, it's so good. So yeah, I'm starting that one for me. I also tried to make myself a headband. Do I have that? Well, I don't know, my shed is such a mess. Yeah, I made myself a headband out of that same fabric, and that's, I don't know what you call it, 2x2 rib? 2 knit, 2 purl? It's just a headband. I don't like it. It needs to be thicker, needs to be a lot thicker, because when that's over your ears, it's not very warm at all. So I'm going to try again with a chunkier yarn. What was I going to tell you about this? The reason why I wanted to make a knitted headband was because, you know, when you want to wear your hair up when it's cold, but you can't because it's cold, and you want to wear a hat to cover your ears. I don't know if this is making sense. yeah, I've seen people wearing these headbands, and I thought I'm going to make one of them because then I can wear my hair up and cover my ears. But yeah, it's not thick enough at all. So I'm going to try that again. I don't know if there's anything else here of interest. I've found Ravelry, which if you're a knitter or crocheter, you will know that's not good because you just dive into that rabbit hole and you don't come back out again. I bought last knitting thing. I bought some patterns in Hobbycraft. Sorry, the sun's really shining now. This simple cardigan and this cardigan here. You can't see it properly, but look at that dinosaur one. It's a dinosaur one with I don't know what you call them. Spikes up the back and on the hood. Oh my gosh, so cute. This one only goes up to 24 months, but this one goes up to 3 years. So I'm going to make this one for my niece because she is 2 at the end of April, in this really nice mustardy yellow, which was actually 3 for 2 in Hobbycraft. So it worked out quite cheap. So I'm probably going to cast that on over the next week. Right, that's enough about knitting. Actually, can I just say one more thing about knitting? There's a lady who I follow on Instagram called Helen Ridley. I think her Instagram name is Ridley Helen. She has a YouTube channel called The Fox in the Purple Coat. She's like my knitting hero. I'm probably annoying her by asking her loads of knitting questions all the time. But yeah, she's really good at knitting, and she knits socks, and that's like a dream of mine. And I made her one of these needle cases because we've become quite good friends. So I'm just going to show you because I made one for myself as well. We're knitting case twins. It's got sheep on it. So it's just to hold all my needles, which I'm slowly collecting. But yeah, it's good. It's just good just to keep them all in one place. And the fabric's got sheep on, so what's not to love? So that's the knitting. I'm going to go on to the book review because that's going back to gardening, and that's what you guys are here for. I'm sorry if I've been rambling on too much about all my other hobbies. I have way too many hobbies, and it's crazy that I've just added knitting to them. But the book that I'm going to review is gardening and cooking, and it's one of my go-to cookery books. It's a series of books. I don't know what you call them. The expert books. The Garden to Kitchen Expert by Judith Wills and Dr. D.G. Hession. I picked it up a few years ago now. We use it so much. It was $9.99, which, you know, it's not that much for a book when you think about it, and this is just jam-packed. So it's A to Z of all your vegetables, but at the beginning it goes on about storing them, freezing, long-term storage, all this stuff, drying, and then it's A to Z of vegetables, but each one, let me find a good one. They're all good, but I mean, just so French bean. It's got a bit about French bean, how to store it, varieties. No cooking required. Basic cooking, boiled, steamed, stir-fried, French bean mash. Then it's got recipes, and depending on, you know, the type of vegetable, this one's only got 1 page, but some of them have got a few pages. So there's a really noisy motorbike going to go past. Not a motorbike, one of those annoying scooter things. Yeah, it has recipes on there, and that's what I really like about this book. It tells you how to store them and how best to freeze them, and if you need to blanch them. you know, basic cooking, and then all the fancy recipes. It's so good. So it's got your A to Z of vegetables, and then it's got herbs, and then it's got fruit. So it's got the apple, how to store it, you know, how to eat it raw, and then all the basic cooking, and then all the fancy recipes with apples in. So yeah, it's a really, really good book, and I think it is a staple book to have on your shelf if you have an allotment, because it's got everything in there, everything you will ever need to know, and it's got some really good recipes. We've tried quite a few of these out now, and they are really, really good. So yeah, it's my go-to cookery book. Damn you, sun. It's really bright. I just looked straight at it as well. So yeah, that's the book review. The kitchen to... I can't even speak now. The Garden to Kitchen Expert, Judith Wills and Dr. D.G. Hessian. Really, really good. So what else should we talk about? Oh yeah. The other day I went to a local garden centre of ours called Haskins. It's huge. If some of you got Haskins near you, then you know how dangerous it is to go into a Haskins. I went in there to get a clematis and some strawberries, which I got, but I came out with some foxgloves with a purple sage, and I treated myself to a house plant. And you're not going to be able to see it properly because of the sun. It's so beautiful, and the funny thing is I saw a big version of it, and it was £50. I was just like, I love plants, but £50 was a bit too much. So I looked around and I saw this baby one, and how much was it? £6.99. It was £6.99. I'm not sure if I can pronounce it right. Tinanthe, and the variety is Burble Marxie. I don't know if you can see that either, but I shall pop the name up on the thingy. But it's so beautiful. I mean, look, and underneath they are this purpley reddy colour, which is just so stunning. And there's a few leaves which are just unfurling here, nice fresh new baby leaves. So yeah, I'm becoming that person that really likes houseplants now. I do have one houseplant, which is an aloe vera. It's getting really big now, but I bought it to obviously harvest the gel inside. But I've never really been one for houseplants, and when we go to garden centres, I usually walk straight past them and go out to the, you know, the kitchen garden-y bit and the flowers. But I was just having a nice little wander around on one of my days off. I just fell in love with it so much. And I've seen another one, I've forgotten the name now, but it has long leaves and it's pale pink. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But I thought, oh, I can't buy 2 houseplants in one day. I might put that one on my birthday list, the pink one. So yeah, really, really, really happy with this. It's so beautiful. Right, I think that might be about it. I think I was just going to talk to you a little bit about a few collaborations that I'm doing in the very near future now, basically. But it's quite a touchy subject about collaborating with people and doing ads, and I know there's this whole thing going on social media, especially on Instagram now, with all these rules that you have to put ad in the hashtag. You don't put hashtag gifted anymore, you have to just put hashtag ad. And I know some people don't really like it, and I mean, I don't mind it when people do adverts on Instagram, as long as it's things that they really like or that they would have bought anyway, then I don't think that there's a problem with it. And honestly, I will only collaborate with companies that I like and I will also only accept products that I would have bought myself. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. There's going to be a few collaborations now, but I'm really happy with them, and it's just a nice little way to earn a little bit of extra money. And like I said, I will only collaborate with brands that I like, and advertise products that I would use myself. I would never be fake about it. But I just know there's a little bit of it's a bit touchy about the whole collaboration subject. I think that's about it. Sorry, I've spoken for half an hour. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm going to be off to Wales in a couple of days. I will try and do a farming vlog. It's a bit hard to video there. I don't know. I don't know if I showed you my cup, which I painted. We went to one of these paint your own pottery places with the lovely Annabelle from Life at number 27, and we painted our own pottery, and I decided to paint a mug with my allotment on it because I'm like some weird crazy allotment lady. But it's got my, again, you probably can't see, it's got my allotment plan on it. So there's all the vegetables and the fruit cage, pond, sheds, flower patch, trough, and then put 15C on the thing. It's officially my allotment mug. So yeah, that's definitely it. I'm gonna tidy up my shed now, maybe put one more coat on the side of my shed, and then head home, cook myself dinner and watch a bit of telly. I do actually quite like being home alone. It's quite nice. Not that I'm alone, I've got the dog. I'm looking after our boxer dog, Barry the boxer dog. So he's quite boring company, he just sleeps all the time. But yeah, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed my little chat. I will hopefully see you next from the farm. But like I said, if you want to see any pictures of sheep, then head over to Lambs and Lavender on Instagram. And I'll just try and keep you all updated with the lamb situation, if they come out pure Herdwick or if they come out some weird Texel cross hardy speckle face Herdwick thing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your lovely comments, and just thank you for being you. I will see you all next time.